London Eye being built. However, the German Eye still
ପହଞ୍ଚି ଗଲୁ ମନ ହଉନି ଯିବା ପାଇଁ କିନ୍ତୁ କ'ଣ କରିବା ପହଞ୍ଚି ଗଲୁ ବହୁତ ଟେଷ୍ଟି ଫିସ୍ ଟା ମାରିଛୁ गुड मॉर्निंग वर्ल्ड एंड आज ये हूँ आमर फर्स्ट हैप्पी एनिवर्सरी एंड गोटे वर्ष आमर कंप्लीट हो गला बहुत बढ़िया से कंप्लीट है बहुत ही सुंदर सुंदर मेमोरी आम क्रिएट करूँ एंड आउ गोटे मेमोरी क्रिएट करने आम आसलु लंडन एंड टावर ब्रिज यहाँ हूँ टावर ब्रिज आम रूम भर देखा एत बढ़िया देखा तो से आम चाहलु कि मेमोरी आउ टे क्रिएट करने एंड ता पूर्व आपण मैंने आमको बहुत सारा विश करंतु मु भी आम हस्बैंड को विश कर दे हैप्पी एनिवर्सरी टू एंड या ऊपर को जीवु आउरी गुड़ा ड्रेस चेंज भी करार अच्छी बहुत ठंडा होची -5 डिग्री अच्छी बट मुझे स्टाइल मारी बोली ड्रेस पिंधि आपण देखिए बोली एमती पिंधे एंड से आम जीवु फोटो उठेबू वीडियो करूँ तापर आसिकी रूम चेकआउट करूँ ड्रेस भी मुझे चेंज करी आम बोट रे भी जीवार अच्छी दिन सारा आम कौन कर देखु था वीडियो एंड स्टे ट्यून्ड तो आपण मैंने आज आमको यही बोट रे जीवा देखिए माने एटा गोटे क्रूज रे जीवा देखिए सो लास्ट जाए वीडियो निहाती देखिए ठंडा कि बरफ ये बरफ देख चारिआडे पूरा बरफ हो जाए बहुत ठंडा अच्छी जेहेतु आम एनिवर्सरी आम ऊपर को आसलु तले भी किसी फोटोशूट कलु एंड ये भी ऊपर हाँ किसी फोटोशूट करार अच्छी बहुत जन अच्छा बहुत जन फोटोशूट भी कर ठंडा पूरा कोलाप से रेड हो गया
तुम से बिल्डिंग का देखिए
ना यही बिल्डिंग आम खाली जाइलु ये बिल्डिंग यहाँ हूँ से ब्रिज मु आपण को बाहर देखा ब्रिज ऊपर को आम मैंने जाइलु एबे पुणी से जगह को आसलु आसा
ये ब्रिज को सफा करा जो शिवली लगी जाऊनी से शिवली सफा करा
भाई एमती पार्टी वेयर पिंधिकी आज दिन सारा रही एंड जो आम जीवा बोट रे से पिंधि किंतु कोलाप्स हो जाए मत लगुन बेसी टाइम सर्वाइव करें तो आई गो एंड चेंज बट बिफोर दैट ये फोटो वीडियो फोटो जहाँ जहाँ आसो आम किसी प्रोफेशनल फोटोशूट भी करूँ जदि ब्लॉगटा अपलोड करने भितर से फोटो मिलला देन आई विल गिव यू सो आम ए चेकआउट करदेलु मु देखा आम कौ होटेल थी देख पूरा 7th फ्लोर रे आमे थिलो आउरी भी ऊपर को अच्छी
होटल टा पूरा टावर ब्रिज सामना रे
ये जगह टा बहुत बढ़िया जगह ओह वाओ कौन टा करछ छुआ ही देउ गोला खाइबो गोला बहुत टेस्टी इष्टा मास्टर प्रीवियस वीडियो रे आपण मान देखथिले एटा होची यूके रे पार्लियामेंट लंडन आए आगरू मो वीडियो रे आपण माने सेटा देखथिले परफेक्ट टाइमिंग ना बोट रे मैंने जीवु ठंडा बहुत हो -6 डिग्री अच्छी हाथ पूरा खराब हो गला गोटे हाथ ग्लोव्स पिंधे आ गोटे हाथ टे स्टाइल मार्ची सो बहुत एक्साइटेड अच्छु एपटे पूरा ठंडारू जहाँ अवस्था हो देखे पार बस कहीपर लंडन आई अच्छे आगुरी मुझे जाइए आपण मैंने देखी लंडन आई भी से अच्छी एवं बंद अच्छी आमको एवं जीवार भी नहीं
Oh, you're back.
Okay. Hello. Hi.
We on video? Hello.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah, that's downstairs, which is inside, and upstairs is open here.
Okay.
Okay. We
Feel
have to
free
go.
to come and go as you please.
Okay, thank you.
बोट रे बसी गलुनी बोट बाहर नहीं टिके पर बाहर
Lovely 45-minute cruise along the Thames. Now on the right hand side. Now 6 minutes of flotation on the line, travelling at a breakneck speed of 1 km an hour. So my friends, we're going to ask your loved one to marry you, may I suggest? My friends on the top deck, I'm just going to remind you one more time, please, my friends, do sit down. Please remain seated on the top deck. That's for the safety of all the passengers, so that my wonderful captain doesn't bump into any of these bridges that we see. So again, my friend, ladies, please do sit down. Awesome. Oh, you're a star. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now we're just passing. Also, Britain's first skateboard park down there, the Undercloth. That's skateboarding and graffiti art. Cool place to hang out. Now we're going under Waterloo Bridge. Named for Waterloo Bridge after the Battle of Waterloo. Also, the inspiration to Waterloo Sunset, the song by the Kings. I won't sing it for you, but yes, I imagine that. Ray Davies aside, as I said, there's some beautiful theatres. And if you like theatres and plays, do go and check it out, because tickets over there are generally a lot cheaper than their West End box office counterparts. And a lot of shows that go on to the West End start their first runs at the National Theatre. Shows like Warhorse and The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time started out in the National Theatre before moving to the West End and on to international fame. Lovely walk as well on not so cold days and nights. Now on the right hand side we've got a building that's red and white. Brick building that looks like it's an OXO there up on the tower in red. In fact that is called the OXO building. Named after the company that bought it in the 1930s. Oxo are a company that make gravies and stock meats for our international guests there. Now, Oxo bought that building in the 1930s as a cold meat storage warehouse. However, they got into a bit of hot water when they bought that building because this is a royal river, and as such, skyline advertising was banned in the 30s. Before you does not say Oxo, it's just a series of random geometric shapes, circles, crosses and circles that happen to look like the word Oxo. Now that lawyer must have been worth his money because they go under the 2.5 bridges that make up Blackfriars Bridge. Blackfriars named after the monastery that was on the North Shore. They're around that North Shore. Now that's your left, it's your right, and you'll notice the mysterious red columns. We'll talk a bit more about them on the way back. Now, I don't know if some of the folks in the first few there were beautiful temples all lit up nicely there tonight. This is actually the 50th coronation of St. Paul. This one was designed by Sir Christopher Wren. It actually was completed in 1711. He was one of the few architects to see. Now, on the right-hand side of the boat, you may notice a beautiful round white building with a thatched roof there. It looks like it's a Tudor building. Well, that's Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Actually, it's a faithful recreation of the Globe Theatre, because the original one unfortunately burnt down in 1613 during a performance of Henry VIII. The director at the time thought it'd be a good idea to use real-life cannons to represent the sound effect of thunder. Maybe predictably, a spark set fire to the thatched roof. And let's just say that show was really the show that brought the house down. Now, do we have any Americans on board tonight? Oh, you're being quiet. Well, we have an American to thank for the new Globe Theatre because American director and actor Sam Wanamaker, he came over to London in the 1970s expecting to see some kind of tribute to Shakespeare, and he found nothing. So he took it upon himself to build a new Globe Theatre using all original methods. All the three organs are no power tools at all. You see these beautiful fairy lights and a building there with red windows, a brick building. That's the Anchor Pub. Now there's been a pub or an inn or a tavern on that site for around 800 years, with the current building believed to be at least 400 years old. We know that Samuel Pepys, the diarist, watched the Great Fire of London burn on the station at that time of summer of 1912. Out there, maybe through inspiration from the spirits behind the bar. May have drank there.
ଆମେ କାଲି ଯେଉଁ ବିଲ୍ଡିଂଟା ଯାଇଥିଲୁ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହୁଥିଲି ସ୍କାଏ ଗାର୍ଡେନ୍ 95 ମଲ୍ ଉପରେ ଯେଉଁ ଭିଡ଼ିଓ କରିଥିଲି ଏଇଟା
On the right hand side of the boat this evening, sure, let me just see, can we see it still there? Yeah, you can just see the Shard. That's that tallest skyscraper in London, standing at over 1,000 feet. It opened in 2012 and was designed by an Italian architect. It looks very moody tonight. It's just covered in mist.
this is London Bridge. But ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି ଟାୱାର ବ୍ରିଜ୍. ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି ଟାୱାର ବ୍ରିଜ୍. ଆମମାନେ ଯେଉଁ ଆସିବୁ
We've also got numerous restaurants. You're going to have to shell out a £30 million because that's how much a flat up there costs. Whew. Now, like all buildings, it has its flaws. Sensible of them, in fact, it would have been sensible, but it's another story. Now, there is one thing that all that money cannot buy. That's fresh air, because you can't open the windows up there. Can you believe it? You pay all that money. Now on the right hand side you may notice a battle cruiser, 11,500 tons of it, even though it is so cleverly disguised with its camouflage. That is HMS Belfast, my friend. Again on the top of the deck, please do remain seated, my friends. That's amazing, thank you so much. HMS Belfast, now she was built in the same dockyard as the Titanic, but luckily fared a lot better. She has an illustrious military career. She has served in numerous battles in World War II. She has sunk German battleships herself, and the guns that you see at the front of the ship They fired some of the first shots in the liberation of France during the Normandy D-Day landings. A very important ship, this. Those guns can fly 12 miles and are currently trained to hit a direct hit on a service station at Scratchwood on the M1. Who knows what that service station did to deserve that? I'm sure it's very safe now. The ship was due to scrap in the 1970s, but thankfully the Imperial War Museum came along with a total £1 bid, saved the ship from scrap, and now it is a beautiful floating museum. Now I'm up on the top deck with you all here, and I am seeing a beautiful Tower Bridge tonight, lit up gorgeously against the moody winter seesaw. That's where the word toilet comes from, the French word. They open up to allow tall ships through, and in their heyday they would have opened up to allow tall ships through around 6,000 times a year. Nowadays, we're lucky if we get 1 or 2 races, but it still happens. You just have to give 24 hours notice to the Port of London Authority and they will allow your tall ship through. Again, a reminder of the top deck, please remain seated. Thank you so much. Now, it's a tradition that we wave at people on Tower Bridge, and if we get a wave back, we secure 5 years good luck. Oh, look at that. Awesome. We've got at least 10 years, now that tradition actually comes from the Edwardian times, when Edwardian sailors used to pass under here. This used to be the last bridge that they would pass through before heading out to open water, and they believed that if they saw their loved ones on the bridge, it meant a safe return home. Now, we are about to do a lovely manoeuvre. We're just turning left now, and the boat is going to become parallel with Tower Bridge, giving you a photo opportunity like no other. I love this bridge so much, ladies and gents. I have got a tattoo of it on my arm. I really do love it. I think she's gorgeous. Now, if you want to climb those towers, you can do. It's called the Tower Bridge Experience. You can climb up there. You can also go down and see the engine room down there at the bottom of the bridge. You can climb up and go across the walkway, the blue and white lattice walkway up there. Do wear trousers though. It's purely cosmetic or aesthetic. It's Cornish granite. That stone actually blends in rather well with the Tower of London, which is to the right of the boat now. Now the Tower of London is iconic London, moody atmosphere. Now the tower was built by William the Conqueror and his son. William the Conqueror, he beat the English in 1066 in the Battle of Hastings. He built that square castle-like tower in the middle. That's called the White Tower. That's the original Tower of London, and all the rest was built in subsequent years, centuries after. Now the Tower of London has a checkered history. It's known, of course, to be a place of torture, execution and imprisonment. And if you look to the right, you may see a traitor's gate written on the wall there, and it's above a bricked-up archway. And it's exactly what it says. It's the entry to the traitor's gate. It's where the likes of Anne Boleyn, Catherine Howard, Guy Fawkes, they would have travelled up the Thames and made a lonely left turn into that tunnel, into that archway, into the Tower of London to meet their fate. Now, Guy Fawkes, he was tortured in the Tower of London. He was placed on the rack. He had the thumb screws applied, and he also had the pear applied. And I'll let you Google that or imagine what horrors that might bring. Apart from being a place of torture and execution, it's had a number of other uses, the tower. Of course, it's the home of the crown jewels. If you like a bit of bling, the best bling in London is housed in the tower, wearing that armour and on a horse there. You also get tours by the yeoman wardens, the beefeaters in their traditional red garb. They were all ex-military personnel with at least 20 years service. About the history of the tower. If you do get a tour with them, do give them a tip. I've heard that you can tip a tour guide. Full of there. Now, at one point there was a monarch that liked a lot of wild animals. In fact, wild animals roamed freely, including lions and bears at one point. And at least 2 people have seen an apparition of a polar bear in the grounds of the Tower of London. I'm sure that poor polar bear wasn't very happy at being moved to London to roam around in the tower. Now, up in front of us, we are about to go under the iconic London Bridge. Give or take. Since actually the Romans founded the city of Londinium in AD 50. Now there's been a medieval bridge city in itself. There were houses, shops, chapels, brothels. Some of the permanent structures on the bridge were 7-story buildings with quite the size. unfortunately, the medieval bridge, it did come down. It currently stands above Lake Havasu. So if you want to see the Victorian version, you have to travel to the United States. Now, anyone with a nervous disposition should not look to the right as we go under this next bridge. I you were spared that sight. Now we're coming up to one of my other favourite bridges. This is Southwark Bridge. She's beautiful, isn't she? She was built in 1921 in an Art Deco style. Now it's also called the Lonely Bridge, and that's because it doesn't get much foot traffic, because there's not much at either side of the bridge. On the south side and the north side, it doesn't really leak too much. And even Google Maps sometimes forgets that it's there. But as you can see, the Lonely Bridge is actually rather beautiful. It has gaslit lanterns on top. It's one of the few bridges in London, it's not the only bridge in London, that still has gaslit lanterns. So at night, such as tonight, it becomes a rather romantic place, and lovers and romantic souls alike will come to Southwark Bridge and have their photographs taken with that beautiful gaslit lantern glow. On the left-hand side of the boat there, you see another tall tower. That's 325 feet tall, in fact. That's the old Bankside Power Station. That was decommissioned in the early 1980s due to the pollution it was creating, but now, since around 2000, it's the Tate Modern Art Gallery. And I'm not sure if you can see in the night light here, but it says up there, Tate Modern, free and open. No, it's not your thing, and I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. So you can still go in for free. And up the top there, that glass section that you see there, that's a restaurant and bar. And maybe after a couple of glasses of wine, all that modern art will start to make a bit more sense. Decree that states that the sight lines of St Paul's Cathedral should not be interfered with at 8 key points of the city. So the skyscrapers that you see on the left and the right hand side are funny shapes, not only for purely artistic and aesthetic reasons, but also helps preserve those ancient sight lines. You also notice that St Paul's Cathedral has no tall buildings immediately in its vicinity. That also, again, to protect those ancient sight lines. Now on the left hand of the boat we have one of those such oddly shaped buildings on the left hand side. Number 1 Blackfriars, a tall glass tower block. Now we like to boomerang, the cocktail shaker, but the most popular suggestion for a name at the moment is the Kim Kardashian. I guess when you see it, you know. Now we're about to go back under the 2.5 bridges that make up Blackfriars Bridge. And in fact this first bridge is a station powered by the sun, and of course on the 364 other days of the year it's not. Now those mysterious columns are there again, which is party and red columns. They're very that how these trains in the London railway line. Now as that bridge started to feel the strain of the heavier and heavier trains, it was dismantled. They took the top off. However, when they went to remove the columns, they realised they were too firmly embedded into the Thames, and they would need dynamite and explosives to remove them. And as they had just built the wonderful train sewer system, which on the right-hand side, underneath the Victoria embankment that you can see there on the right, that actually saved London from a lot of disease. The population grew, so did the waste problem, as a lot of waste unfortunately was pumped into the Thames. In fact, in 1858, it created such a foul stench that the politicians at River there finally had to do something about it. So they employed an engineer by some of the seals can be seen often down by HMS Belfast. They're the Navy seals. And believe it or not, we that fast. All good reasons to stay out of the Thames and just enjoy it from the top or the bottom deck. Now, actually, the Waterloo Bridge is also known as the Ladies' Bridge. Now that's not because of its voluptuous curves or its ingenious self-cleaning stone. No, it's called the Ladies' Bridge because this bridge was predominantly built by women during World War II. It was lying about the size of the beautiful platform from the beautiful on time and under budget. There you go. Girl power right there. Now on the right-hand side of the boat, now it's not too lit up unfortunately, but it's just coming up now on the right. Or commissioned by King Moses II. It's a gift from the Egyptian nation. Egypt, and we will do that. It is a gift. They were one of the few Egyptian artifacts that we will pay. Cleopatra the Queen was actually born over. It was called Cleopatra's Needle because that was the name of the boat, the Cleopatra, who pulled it from Egypt to the UK. Now apparently, if you walk around there at night time, you may hear the ghostly howls of a man or crying. It's supposed to be haunted, the needle. Now that may be because when it was travelling from Egypt to the UK, unfortunately there was an incident where the barge that was pulling the needle actually got separated from it. And the needle was taken off for a while, and 6 sailors have lost their lives while trying to recover the needle. Now that may be why we expect the needle to. Also though, the two sphinxes that are either side of it, they're facing the wrong position. They're facing inward. It looks like they are protecting London from the needle. Maybe those Victorians did know something after all. Now we're about to come back into the pier for the docking procedure. However, just want to remind those on the top deck, you've done so well. A bit upset about it. In fact, it went to court. They didn't want the London Eye being built. However, the judge said, come on, you are the Ministry of Defence. Just buy some curtains. And they did. And luckily, we have the London Eye still.
पहुँची गलु मन होनी जीवा ପାଇଁ କିନ୍ତୁ କଣ କରିବା ପहुँची गलु
Fantastic opportunity to see the Elizabeth Tower, also known as Big Ben. Now, Big Ben is actually the bell that's inside